Hello, my friends. Welcome to Self-Care Society. Welcome to Winning the Week. My name is Danica Bright, and I'll be your guide for today's class. How's everyone doing today? Did anyone do anything fun this weekend? Let me know in the chat. I took a very quick one-day only trip to Orange County, California from Las Vegas, where I live. I flew yesterday morning and came back yesterday in time for dinner for one of my best friends' bridal showers, which is really sweet, but definitely like a whirlwind of a day to fly to and from in the same day. I can't say I've done that very often. But yeah, what did everyone do? Let me know. I've got a great class planned today. Today's class is called Great Gratitude, Growth, and Becoming. So it's going to be a beautiful combination of dreaming and expanding and thinking towards the future and looking at what's working right now, gratitude, what's going on in our life, what we're grateful for right now. And like the ways that we add value, right? So it should be a beautiful boost of sort of that like dreaming expansion, as well as self-confidence and self-worth, and all of that. So let's see. Tara says, returning from vacation in Florida and first day back to work. Beautiful. Awesome. Welcome back. I know that's a big adjustment. Suzanne says, just back to work today after a week off for spring break with my son. That's right. Yes. So we had spring break. Many of us, many of you, especially with children that are in that age range, had spring break or have spring break at some point during this month. So yes. Jess says, I had 6 social plans this weekend. It was full and lovely. That's amazing. That's impressive, Jess. Yeah. Sarah says, I had a fun girls' night with dinner, musical theater, and a hotel overnight. How fun. Yes. Sarah says gardening and garden planning. Yeah, that's a lot. We did a lot of that on Saturday. We dug a bunch of irrigation trenches because I'm like redoing everything in the backyard. So anyway, great. Well, it's going to be a great class. So let's get started. Lots of fun stuff happening this weekend. Okay, so as I said, our class is called Gratitude, Growth, and Becoming, this beautiful sort of merging of who we are now and all the beautiful things that we are and that we can be grateful for, as well as what we're moving into. So it should be a fun class. We are going to start with our quote, which is a simple one that I'm sure many of you have heard, but I think it's good. It's a good one for this class, and it's from Sophia Bush, who says, you are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. You are allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. I think most of us who come here to Self-Care Society and are members of this community are people who value and love personal development. That is definitely me. And there's this beautiful balance that we find, and I know it's true because it's the way I live, that we can feel immense gratitude and peace with and contentment with all we have right now. And at the same time, simultaneously be dreaming bigger and wanting more for ourselves. We can love ourselves and say, this isn't serving me. I want to change, right? And even better is when we make changes from that place of self-love, is it tends to stick, right? I deserve better than I'm experienced. So I'm going to make these changes. I deserve even better. I'm happy right now, or life is good, or I can acknowledge all I have, and I can still desire more, because that desire is like our life force, right? And so I keep this in mind as we move in through class today, is that we're going to kind of like be between both sides of that, right? This sort of loving ourselves as we are and honoring all we are and what we have and being grateful for that, and being okay with, this is what I'm moving towards, and this is who I'm becoming. Okay. So I love that quote. It's simple, but it's a good reminder. You can be a masterpiece, which you are exactly as you are, and a work in progress at the same time. So we're going to get started with some gratitude. And this is very simple gratitude. We're just essentially writing gratitude. And I'm doing this because I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and I just over and over, so many places, I'm just reminded of how important this practice is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to be reminded. I do my gratitude every single day in my life sheet, and it's still so powerful. Like, you can't overdo it. And so I just wanted to start class with gratitude because I think it just puts you in that frame of reference of like A, looking for the good in life, and B, just really honoring all that we have, all that we're so fortunate to have in our lives. Okay. So this is called current gratitude. And you're going to take some time to write about all you're grateful for in your life right now. So my examples, I'm so thankful I had the resources to fly to California for the day yesterday for Caroline's shower. Thank you for the beautiful warm weather that makes me want to stay outside all day. Thank you for the gift of time away, even when brief, that reminds me of all I have to love, and so on. Okay. So just a few minutes here to warm up with some gratitude. About one more minute. Would love for you to share in the chat. Start wrapping up. What are you grateful for? Okay. What are you grateful for? What came through as you did this exercise? Suzanne says, thank you for the gift of time with Francis. I so enjoyed spending time with him alone this week, going to the movies, doing Legos, and talking. I'm thankful for a husband who's willing to do the work to learn how I think and respond so that we can grow our relationship. I am thankful for time alone, even if it's only to do laundry and binge watch Netflix at the same time. I'm grateful for spring and all the blooms I see on the trees, bushes, and flowers starting to sprout. The sunlight and longer days are helping me get out of winter sadness and funk I've been in. Yes. Beautiful, Suzanne. Jess, I'm grateful for the time and desire to care for my beautiful houseplants, which bring me ease and connection to the magic of Mother Nature. Love it. Tara says, I am so thankful for time in sunny, warm Florida. Thank you for walks, chatting, and playing cards with my parents. Thank you for such amazing moments with our friends to simply catch up and just be with each other. Very thankful for a clean, cozy home to return to. Love it. Gretchen, I'm so very thankful for all the love I felt last week surrounding my birthday. Happy birthday, Gretchen. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to move into an exercise called What's Working. And this is an opportunity to just kind of look at life right now and ask ourselves what's working for us, right? Like, what are some of the things, some of the efforts, some of the experiences, habits, whatever it is that are working well for us, and just kind of remind ourselves and say, hey, like you're putting the effort for this thing, or this is you're taking action in this direction, and this is working. And I just want to like validate that, right? So before we chase what's next, it's really powerful to acknowledge what's already going well. What's working in your life right now, routines, relationships, mindset, habits, etc. Let yourself soak in the good. Okay. So for my examples, what's working for me? Avoiding sugar, alcohol, and grains most of the time. Prioritizing movement and an active, healthy lifestyle as often as possible. The shared responsibility of parenting and keeping our house between my partner and I and me, and taking Wednesdays off work to be with my girls and to handle life stuff. Okay, so those are just a few examples of what I would say are working well for me at this point in life. Okay, so take a few minutes to identify what those are for you. About one more minute. One more minute. Feel free to share. Okay. So what's working right now? I would love for you to share, whoever's open to sharing, because I think that this is really helpful to everyone here. Because if it's working for you, there's the likelihood that it might work for someone else, and it's an idea they haven't thought about. So share, share, share if you feel called. Kim says, going for a walk when I can't figure out what to do next. Yes, yes, yes. Tara says, prioritizing and scheduling time for movement, enjoying time with those I care about. Beautiful. Marissa says, prioritizing sleep, consistent movement, therapy and meditation, and prioritizing connection over correctness. Beautiful. Connection over correctness. I love that, Marissa. Yeah. What else? What's working for you right now? What's working for you? It's easy to look at, and I'm like so guilty of being someone who's always like, how could this work better? And like we said with our opening quote, right? Like it's this wanting to evolve and change and grow while also finding that balance of like, yes, and things are great now as well. And I'm so guilty of that and always looking for, like how I could have done better. Um, and I think I sent this newsletter out, or maybe I wrote it for this week. Anyway, I had a newsletter that I've sent out that was just really like touching on this experience I had where my CPA sent this kind of like email that said time sensitive. And like traditionally in the past, I would have automatically gone to, oh no, like what did I didn't do enough. I must not have made enough time. I'm late again. I should have done more, like that whole dialogue. And this time, and likely a result of the work that we do here, this time I paused and said, you know what? I have a lot on my plate. I think I have too much on my plate that is realistic to get done. And so it was like I switched into the zone. Instead of guilting myself, I switched into the zone of like, oh, I should ask for some support and some help. Right. And it was such a beautiful awareness. I'm so glad that I had the awareness around seeing this new way of dealing with this circumstance that I would have just blamed on myself for so long. And it was really cool. So anyway, I think this work is really powerful. Jess says, not drinking alcohol so I can be present, fuel my body well, sleep more, and not be cranky. Love it. Suzanne, my anxiety medication and therapy and no alcohol. Awesome. Sherry says, a clean, clear spaces in our home, updating our house over time, building fun into weekly plans. Love it. Sarah says, I've recently started doing a power hour of cleaning on Fridays after work. So it helps keep feel calmer going into the weekend. Beautiful. Elizabeth, combining the Headspace wake up video with stretching in bed. Alexandra says, taking time every day before I do anything else for affirmations, meditation, prayer, etc. Yes. Love this. Oh my gosh, these are so good. Okay, so move into our next exercise. And our next exercise is a clarity exercise called What Are We Working Towards? Okay, so what we're thinking about here now is we're kind of looking into the future. And this is really just asking you, like, what are your current goals? What are your current desires? What are some things you're working on right now? And of course, we can do this from a very loving standpoint. So what are you working towards? I want you to take time to make a list of all the things that you are working towards in life right now. What are some goals, some desires, some intentions that are top of mind for you? Okay. So listen, even if you wrote a goals list in January, even if you do one every month with the planning workshop, whatever it is, it never hurts to clarify what you're moving towards. What's like right now, especially what's top of mind, because we change and we evolve and we have different priorities at any given time. So I want you to ask yourself right now, what's top of mind? So for me, my examples, I'm always moving towards financial freedom and debt-free living, being my healthiest self, launching our garden-focused YouTube channel, growing our chef agency, and being even more present with my daughter. So those are just a few things that I'm working towards. Okay. So a couple of minutes here to just clarify and put on paper what you're working towards right now. All right. About 1 more minute. Okay, come on back. Feel free to share if you'd like. You can share what you're working on. The sun is coming up and shining on me here. My little glow. What are you working on right now? What are you moving towards? Kim says prioritizing joy and connection in my schedule. Beautiful, Kim. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. What are you working on? Feel free to share. I'm going to keep moving us along just because I have 2 more exercises I want to give you time to do. And a lot of this class, I'll say, I was listening to a podcast yesterday from Kate Northrup. She has a podcast called Plenty. And she was, the episode is called 6 Steps to Heal Your Relationship with Money. It's episode number 84. I'll put the link in the chat. I'm just sharing that in case someone's watching the replay and can't see the chat. Episode 84, Plenty, Kate Northrup, 6 Steps to Heal Your Relationship with Money. So this podcast, she was like, one of these 6 things was gratitude. And I was like, yes, gratitude. It's like so important. We know this, but it's just so important, which is why I started class with this. And this next exercise was, I thought, very interesting. And she said, let me paste the episode in the chat for anyone who wants to bookmark it so they can listen to it. But this next exercise is all about how we add value. Okay, because and it's inspired by the fact she was just saying that we can turn the dial up on our abundance, our ability to receive, and on what we want, right? Our last exercise was about this is what we're working towards. And the way to do that is often asking how can we add value, right? We could add value to anything, right? And so rewinding on that question, I wanted to bring it back to a little bit more of a self-love angle and say, how are we already adding value? Instead of how can we add more value? How are we already adding value? So this prompt is called How You Add Value. If we want more in our lives, we must ask ourselves how we can add more value. Even better, we can start by honoring all the ways that we add value to the world right now. I want you to make a list or free write on all the ways you add value. Okay. So my examples, I said, I provide a beautiful space, Self-Care Society, where we can all come together and grow ourselves in a supportive community. I plant seeds and trees that can feed people and that help the environment. I nourish my sweet daughters and provide them a safe and supportive place to grow and learn, and so on. Okay. So let's just take about 2 minutes here and to just clarify a few places you add value, and definitely share in the chat because I'd love to read these when you're done. Okay. Start wrapping up. You can share. All right, my friends, come on back. If you're open to sharing, would love to hear what you came up with in terms of how you add value. I know you add value, like as Jess said in the chat, each of you is so precious and valuable. Yes. Carrie says, I can navigate the bureaucracy of life like a boss. I love it, Carrie. Beautiful, beautiful. Jess says, I inspire others to live their values in big and small ways. Yes, these are amazing, beautiful. Okay, keep sharing. Let me gather our final prompt so we can use our last few minutes to do it. I always plan a little bit more than I can probably fit in, but it's my toxic trait, I guess. Marissa, I demonstrate love by showing up consistently in the lives of the people I care about. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, keep sharing these. I'm going to paste our final prompt in the chat. And this is a manifestation practice called Future You is Already Here. So we're just imagining ourselves about 6 months in the future. We've made a lot of progress on our goals. We feel grounded, joyful, aligned. What does life look like? How do you feel? And so on. So my example, I've never felt better. I'm feeling so healthy and vibrant, and my blood work tells a beautiful story too. We paid off so much debt and feel such a sense of security in life, and so on. Okay, so we'll just take about 2 minutes. We're going to go about a minute over. I'm very sorry. I apologize. We're going to take about 2 minutes here to do this exercise, and then we'll wrap up. Okay, and if you have to leave early, thank you so much for being here. Or not early, but if you have to leave on time. Okay, my friends. We'll wrap it up there. I'm sorry to cut that short for you. Hi. Thank you so much for being here, for starting your day with me, with this community today. I hope more than anything that you walk away from this class just realizing how absolutely wonderful you are right now, how much of a masterpiece you are, how much you have to be grateful for, and how much value you add to this world. And that in that, you find enough self-worth to realize that you deserve to always be evolving and growing and desiring more and living more and expanding yourself. So that's why we're all here together to support you. Again, I hope to see some of you live this Sunday at our monthly planning workshop. It's going to be a good one as we move into spring and this real energy of stepping into our fullest bloom. It's going to be a really good one. So anyway, I love you all. I wish you an amazing week. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you very soon. Love you, love you, love you. Bye, friends.